We're gonna try this again. Insta360 Ace Pro 2. I was not happy with the footage on the first day. I'm gonna play around with some settings today and see if it looks any better. All right, let's hit it.
All right, so I already know I'm going to be pretty hard on this camera during this review. I hesitate to call it a review, but yeah. So I'm going to start off with a couple of the things that I really liked about this camera, and one of those is definitely the battery life. Battery life on this camera was awesome. I recorded for what I would normally consider an average length ride, and I was only down to about 65–70%. I don't know exactly. I was messing with some settings, so it resulted in, like I said, about 65% battery at the end. It would have been 70 without the extra screen on time. Another point that was really nice about this camera is the magnetic mounting system. That's something that GoPro has implemented as well as DJI, and it's really nice to see. It's super convenient being able to pop the camera off of the chest mount and talk to the camera or whatever I need to do. The next thing that I think is really nice about the Ace Pro 2 is definitely the user interface. It's, I think, better than GoPro, and along with that is the app. The camera connects super easily to the app, and everything works as you would expect it to. It connects quickly and it's responsive. All of the settings that you need to access are easily accessible, and overall, it's a pretty good user experience from an interface perspective.
Oh my gosh. Well, they didn't blow this one off. There was a lot of leaf blowing that happened up here. Right around the lot, there were trails blown. This was not one of them.
Let's talk audio. So one of the things with the Ace Pro 2 that is supposed to be much improved over previous cameras, and especially other action cameras, is the audio. You'll notice throughout this video, the audio has been pretty good because I did a lot to make it good. The wind reduction mode that comes on the camera is pretty much unusable. Despite what most other reviewers are saying, I found, especially around crunchy leaves, the wind reduction mode just really falls apart. It struggles to capture the things that you need it to capture without also capturing a ton of wind noise. So I switched to the stereo mics because that's what I always did on GoPro. But it turns out one of the microphones on this camera is actually not underneath the little wind cover that's included. So what I had to do was take the audio from the track that was good, copy it onto the other track. That way both channels were the good audio, and that helped, but I shouldn't have to do that at this point. If there's a microphone on the camera, it should be covered with a wind muffler, period.
All right, so I saw a lot of people running this camera in 60 FPS, so I went ahead and bumped it up. This one's blown off. I love that jump out of the corner now that I figured it out. Little Manny. Ooh, that is really starting to get pushed out there.
Alright, something else that bothered me with this camera, the image is aggressively over-sharpened. You can see this in pretty much every clip that I shot. I had the image sharpening turned all the way down to low, and it was still resulting in unpleasant over-sharpening, especially in fine details like leaves or tree bark, things of that nature. It really just was not a good look, and it causes the image to fall apart much faster when you're color grading in post.
All right, so we're gonna drop in on Deuce. I toggled on active HDR and dropped it back down to 30 FPS. I don't think the 60 is going to be what I want, but I figured I'd give it a try for a run. Wow. It's really leafy. This one needs to be blown out bad. You can't even see it. Hit the jumps. Oh geez, that got blown up. Oh, that run was just sketchy.
All right, let's talk 10-bit color. So this camera lacks 10-bit color, which wouldn't normally be a huge deal if you're going to be recording in the standard color profile and not doing a lot of heavy grading. However, this camera does have log, and if you're going to use log in order to get better colors out of the camera and have more flexibility in post, you really need 10-bit recording in order to utilize all of that extra data and really push your color grade to kind of get the most out of the camera. Because there's no 10-bit, you can't push that color grade. The image falls apart much sooner, especially after applying a LUT, and this is not something that I'm willing to really compromise on.
All right. Gonna get some A-line action in. I heard this one was blown off, so that looks good. So everything today is shot in log, and I will be color grading it in Resolve. Make it look as nice as possible, because I color grade all my footage, so I should give it all a fair shot. Phew. I don't record at Mount Penn very often anymore, but man, it is fun. I love these trails. So lucky to have something like this so close to home.
Despite what most people are saying, the Ace Pro 2 really is not that good in low light. And what I mean by that is, at a given light level, I feel that the noise is just as high, if not higher, than the GoPro. And one of the reasons for that is coming back to no 10-bit color. The log profile can't be pushed as hard without the image falling apart. But another part of that is just straight up how the sensor handles noise. I think Insta360 expected people to run the pure video mode whenever things got a little darker, but that mode is very limited. We don't have 10-bit color, obviously. We don't have log recording in pure video mode, which is a huge letdown. And honestly, the image that I got out of the pure video ended up looking worse than the other modes when I got done grading it, because in order to pull back the colors to a point that I was happy with, I had to push the grade so far that the image started falling apart again. Pure video was not a strong point on this camera, despite all of the marketing and many other reviewers' experiences.
Okay, so I toggled on pure video because it's a little bit darker down here. I did realize there is no log color profile for pure video. That is a bit of a limitation, but hopefully not too big of a deal. All right, back in standard video mode. It is getting to that point of the day where some action cameras will struggle. All right, not bad. All right, so we're trying out the 4:3 mode. Oh my gosh, I got that a little too tweaked. So I realized that the audio was sounding terrible, so I put the wind reduction back on. We'll see what it sounds like this lap.
All right, that was cool.
With all that being said, I was kind of hard on this camera. I expected a lot for $420, and it really didn't deliver on that. I'm going to be returning the Ace Pro 2 and trying out another action camera in the space. I don't think I'm ready to go back to GoPro just yet, but if things come down to it, that camera did carry my channel for a number of years, and I will switch back to GoPro if that's what's necessary. If you guys like this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe for any future content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.